What is up, guys? I'm back yet again with another one. Today, I'll be talking about a concept that I call track and trace. So here is what it's all about. So essentially, if we have a market that we speculate is moving up, that is moving to the upside, as you can see over here, we assume that we have already done our top-down analysis, and after that, we already have an understanding that the momentum is moving up. Once that has been established, our job is to obviously go to the lower time frames and look for a key point of interest for us to join the upward movement. However, with this concept that I call track and trace, while you're on those lower time frames, what happens is that your upward movement, which is this, is always hindered by a past supply movement. So what I mean to say is that, yes, we are meant to be moving to the upside like that because of our top-down analysis and because of the momentum to the upside. However, because there's been areas of supply in the past, those areas of supply in the past actually cause hindrance to your upward movement. And this is what actually causes the retracements in your upward movement. So the importance of you being able to track and trace is so that you can trace to see where those areas of supply in the past have been. For instance, we are moving up, as you can see this side, but if there's a strong area of supply from the past over there, that is likely to cause a retracement when the market reaches there. For instance, right here, although yes, we are set to move up, but because of this area of past supply, we then get that retracement. So being able to spot those areas of past supply are going to help you essentially so that you don't then participate in the wrong areas. What do I mean? One might, be fooled to then take buy positions over here. But then if you exercise this concept of track and trace that I am talking about right now, you then realize that because of this strong supply from the past, you'd rather wait for this supply to run out and then that supply to meet a demand that is adequate enough for the market to then continue moving up. I explain this concept further in this video. So now on volatility 51S, what do we have? We have a scenario where the monthly time frame we've been selling has been a bloodbath of sales. That's just what's been happening. But if we're going to look at current market events, we've been buying. This month's candle, it seems as if we're buying, and that's all the monthly time frame can tell us right now. Understand? If we go to the weekly time frame, this is what we have. Exactly. The market has been selling so much on the monthly. You see it's represented like this. The more you scale down, you're going to see the intention of the market, right? Impulsive movements are to the downside. That's the intention. Non-intention is up. Impulsive downside, non-intention up. Impulsive to the downside. Right now, we're currently in a non-intentional movement, probably trying to head up and then we move down. It's just a selling market. That's all that's happening right now. But we can't then just honestly ignore the fact that for the past 2 weeks we've been buying. You understand? This is what's actually been happening. In fact, if we're to nicely look at everything that happened over here, right? We sold for all these weeks, and then for 1, 2, 3, 4, around 4 weeks, this is a bit of a consolidation in the market. The market is just stagnant. Then we have been buying for the past 2 weeks. The question may be, where are we probably trying to buy to, right? While we're on the weekly, things are not as clear. The only thing I can see is that this is like the most recent high. I'm going to delete the other zone so that we don't get confused. This is like the most recent high, and probably we're trying to reach there, whatever the case may be. Hopefully on the daily, things are clearer. So I want us to nicely look at what has been happening on the daily time frame. We want to see if, there's opportunity for track and trace and so forth. And if we're trying to look at how track and trace can give us a zone, you start realizing that with this upward movement, the only thing that has been hindering it is probably supply from the past. So as we scale down, we need to actually look, what has the zones that represent supply from the past, how has it been affecting this upward movement? Because if that's the case, it is possible that we could actually have a zone right now that could emanate from somewhere near where there was clear supply. And that could result in the market dropping. And then you probably will find that there's maybe demand here that will be able to handle that drop, and then we continue. You see how this gives you a form of precision. in the sense of what you're trying to do. Okay. So right now, let's go to the lower time frames. I would say H4 time frame, and we want to just see what has been happening. What has the market, been reacting to? And as we've been moving to the upside, forming upward market structure, there has been areas of where there's undoubtedly been supply, like this zone over here. You understand? This is a clear, strong level of supply from the past. And why am I saying that? Look at the way the market moved down from there, right? And now, even though we're going down, up like that, those levels will still hold some supply that will affect our movement to the upside. And that is clearly depicted over here, right? What has happened? We get in there and then we stall. The reason why we're stalling is this guy here. We move down until that supply is finished. And that supply would be finished at an area where there's been demand from the past. In my honest opinion, I would have been waiting here, right? Simply because you can clearly see that there's also some nice, fresh, untapped demand. But that wasn't the case. What's actually happened over there is that the market, this supply in here ran out at around here, which is okay, it's allowed. But now in terms of track and trace, if we're to look what's happening, we have actually started approaching this guy over here, this huge area of supply, also a very healthy area of supply. Look at the way the market moved from there, and from there one can actually expect a retracement, right? Okay, I'm not saying sell that market, because I wouldn't also want to sell when on the weekly we've been buying like that and we're probably headed to these highs. Also look at that monthly candle, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to really sell, although you can probably scalp some moves or whatever the case may be. But right now, my attention, I have no choice but to really focus my attention on this level of supply. You can see that will probably cause a retracement in the market, but we need to ask one another to where. There's also a nice area of demand there. And now you can clearly see that this would be like a form of market structure being satisfied. Let me not lie and create like a channel that doesn't exist, but maybe something like this, really, you know, one might want to say, okay, this is what the market is actually doing, right? Okay. And this, you see, track and trace helps you, eh? It helps you because in the event where you're planning on looking for buys somewhere down here, like here, you kind of realize that that's a risky move, because we're touching the top of the channel. There's an area of supply. It kind of gives you a form of precision to say that, actually, I want to exercise patience and wait for the market to come into here, because I know that we have touched an area of supply. And now, what am I saying to you guys? When the market does actually come into this zone, right? You're going to head over to the lower time frames to look for entries, for instance, buy. But what tip did I give you? H4 candle. Watch out for that guy. All right. So there you have it. Make time to head over to your charts and try and see if you can implement this tracking and tracing concept. It's definitely going to assist you when it comes to maximizing on precision in terms of your zones for executions. If you like what you see, feel free to contact me for my trading services. My contact details are in the description of this video. Until next time, ciao.